We're ready. Let's try again. Hey guys, welcome to my sketchbook tour. For those of you guys who are new or don't know me, my name is Deja and I'm a self-taught artist who's really in love with all things drawing, painting, clay, oil pastels, you name it, I'll try it. Like if it's art, it's for me. Right now, I am super into my sketchbook. So today, I'll be showing you guys the first sketchbook that ever got me monetized on YouTube. It actually got me monetized on YouTube in under a year, which is absolutely amazing. As you can see, some of my favorite inspirations are dogs. So there are going to be quite a few of those in here, as well as some other fun goodies. And while I am super proud of everything that came out of this sketchbook, because it is my first year on YouTube, I'm also hoping that I can relay exactly how stressed I was making it and how it was not like as easy as it looks, as much of a walk in the park. It was a lot of work and love and dedication that went into this book. And I hope that it can inspire you the way that it continues to inspire me whenever I look back at my first year really giving art a shot. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with the very cover, I was really in between at the time, going with stickers or painting my cover. Obviously, you could see what I picked. When it came down to it, my main goal was to look at the cover of my sketchbook and honestly just smile every single time I looked at it. So when I was choosing between stickers and the painting, if I'm being so frank with you, stickers can stress me out sometimes with the placement, peeling them back up, all that type of stuff. So I kind of decided to paint it, and I'm really happy that I did, because genuinely, really and truly, every single time I look at this sketchbook, I smile and I'm immediately happy and excited to work in it. So I think it's a kind of cool thing that I did, and I actually want to do this more often going forward because of how successful I find it was. But speaking on the actual book really quick, this is an artist loft sketchbook. So definitely on the cheaper side, which you can tell because as I continued to work in it, the bindings slowly started to come apart, which broke my heart, but she's still here. She's still thriving and surviving. So thank you to her. But yeah, I love the way everything kind of came together. I love the colors I chose. I was really intentional about not using any black. Everything you see here is some type of purple mixed with orange to create my browns, and just some really dark, heavy purples to create that darker look. One thing I do really like is her suiticle that she's wearing. This photo was taken from when she had her surgery. So she had to wear this bodysuit, but it always reminds me of the JJK outfits. So sometimes I think I should have put a little button. But yeah, that's my cover. Let's go ahead and dive into it now. So starting off, I have my start date, which was June 23rd. That's the day that I started working on this. And I was pretty committed to starting off my page, not with any drawings, but with intentions. I didn't stick with all of these goals. I didn't stick with like all my current faves. That did change over time, but I do still really appreciate that I started with this page because it allowed me to kind of enter the book without as many like anxieties, I guess. But then of course, my very first page, I absolutely made disgusting and defeated the purpose. So I mean, I guess I'm happy that when I open it, it opens to something like this instead of opening to something like this. But let's talk about her, give her some grace, because obviously it's everybody's first rodeo every here and there. I promise you guys, it gets better. It's like, this is literally my first one. So I was trying to do a Cute and Cupid art challenge that was hosted by like a bunch of different artists. I was really happy at first with it, but then I went way too heavy on the actual line art. I think if I hadn't relied on all of these black lines, it would have came out much cuter and I would have been happier overall. I do think at the end of the day that this is, for as much as I'm complaining, a great one to start off with, because to watch my growth throughout this book from this place makes me really, really happy. So for as much as I don't love her, I do love what she stands for. So that was nice. This one right here is a little sketch I made from the day that we went to Peddler's. Was it Peddler's Village? Yeah, we went to Peddler's Village with Sage, and we have a little backpack for her. So this was Colin giving her some ice cream while she was in the backpack. Definitely didn't make for a cute layout, but the memories are good. She's giving. Now, these pages, I have like a very, very special place in my heart because these are my girls. These are my babies. If you know me, you know my dogs are literally my daughters. So this is my Amelia girl. She did unfortunately pass away, but she's the reason why I kind of started this page. And again, just wanted to create an area, a space where I remember what I'm doing this for, like the life I'm trying to provide myself and my family, and just remembering my amazing little girls. Some of you guys might think this is dramatic if you're not dog people, and if you're not, that's fine. Just like scroll through the next X many seconds to get to the next drawing. But I used highlighters, crayons, and some construction paper to make this page. This is like construction paper with just like a bunch of coloring on top because I didn't want to have all this negative space, I guess. But I like using highlighters every here and there. It kind of brings me back to when I was in middle school and elementary school and like just doodling in my books. And yeah, like there's no such thing as mistakes because you just gotta make it work. So I love using highlighters occasionally. And I think that this part of my sketchbook is obviously super important. But let's go ahead and get into the very first sketch that I did for my YouTube channel. So these guys were really fun because at the time I really didn't have a lot of art materials to work with. I had maybe like literally 6 colors in color pencils that I was actually willing to use. So I was constantly in my own little art challenge world. I actually am looking now and I forgot to paint the tongue on this guy, which is so funny. The popsicle, if anyone remembers it or gets the reference, is a reference to Zootopia. You know, those popsicles that they were like melting and reselling. That's where that came from. But yeah, it was my first sketch layout. This ended up becoming a really cool painting that I ended up making and liking a lot. I added some paws so that it wasn't just dogs. The bone is just like a random addition so that it wasn't just dogs. Clearly, I am trying to work on some form of like filling the negative space and sectioning. What's this like rising sun behind them? Couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's nice. It's a cool start. I think the video did pretty well for like one of my first videos. One thing I really don't like that I had started to do in my sketchbook was adding it saying at Starstruck Pups art, because that was my handle at the time and I wanted like all the pictures I took to have that in it. But now that I look back on it, not my favorite. I wish I just had the layout without it. You'll see that come up throughout the next few pages. Okay. These guys. Love. I'm a big Animal Crossing girl. My island, if anyone wants to visit, amazing. Here's my code if you actually want to visit. But Celeste and Stella are my girls. I love them so much. I really like this one right here because it's an actual emote of the character in the game. One thing I will say that I don't love about this page, specifically the Celeste half of it, I like the swirls that I did behind this one, but then you could tell it got worse and worse for these two because it's like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is she doing? But I can't hate on this page too much. Like, it truly brings me so much joy that, like, why find reasons to hate something that brings you joy? You know what I mean? Yeah, this is cool too, actually. I kind of like that I use an eraser to create a little bit more dimension there. And we're working on negative space. Anyways, okay, let's move on. Okay, I really, really, really liked this one. This was my first time trying to work with like having more 3D art. So I took some, what's it called? Like canvas paper, and I painted using gouache on these. And then from there, I like kind of just, I think they're glued onto, actually, no, if you could see, they're like those like glue dot type of things. But they stick really well. I like the way they kind of come off the page and that it looks like the actual flowers are flowing right off. So that's pretty cool. This is, if you know it, Howl's Moving Castle, one of my favorite Ghibli movies. Really excited to see that in September, hopefully. Every year I plan for it. Every year I don't go, but this is the year, guys. Somebody get me to go. Okay. I feel like you guys will notice in a few minutes that I really, really, really like balloon animals. They're some of my favorite to draw. I think it's fun to kind of take some really creative stances from it. Like here, I wasn't too creative with it, more like, well, the hot dog I saw online, it was a nice reference. But I really did like my commentary, I guess, like the I'm sad, okay, cute, the woof at this bee coming for it with like the shaking. Love it. More than anything, I really like the way I used color on the dogs. I think this is my first time really trying to experiment with not just using analogous colors and just trying to like mix it up and use a bunch of different hues based on their values. But I also think I kind of tackled the negative space just a little bit better than I had in previous pages. So that's pretty cool in itself. This guy is a little bit of testing out color theory, and I messed up. So when I was originally drawing Shaggy, I think like over here, I didn't like the way I did the ear or something like that, but I took it as an opportunity to kind of see what all these similar colors would look like on top of a green page. So just having that inverse happen and learning how to work with color in different like occasions. I don't know. I hope that made sense. Clearly messed up his chin a little bit, and like I was really pressing down on the colors when I was using this, like the color pencils. But it's part of learning what my process is and what I do and don't like. So all love for these guys for what they were able to give me and teach me. Not my favorite pages, but still fun to look at. Okay, so now this is my first time trying to use gouache in my sketchbook, so I actually ended up gluing 2 pages together to make it thicker to hold the paint a little bit better. Don't necessarily love my use of color, but I think it was like a fun little experiment there to include. I thought that these were cute because I experimented with like using washi tape and Post-its to add color to the negative spaces. And I guess I like my cute little ombre moment there, hoping that the starstruck pup will leave our sketchbook sooner than later. But moving on, this is the first, guys, no one's seen this. This is the first original character I've ever made in my life. Of course, it was a dog. I wanted it to be like a rescue pup. And originally I had like all these intentions to make a coloring book based on this rescue pup and like all the adventures that it took to find its perfect home. I still think it's an awesome idea. I just like wasn't ready to tackle it at the time. And like wasn't ready to give color or like meaning or whatever to this dog. I just had the bare bones ideas and got it on the page to keep it in my memory. So yeah. Guys, this is it. This is where I popped off. If I'm like not like being so real about it, this video did so well on YouTube. I was so happy. I felt really seen, received. Like at first when I was making this, I was very, very nervous. Like this guy right here I started off with, it took me maybe like 20 minutes to even start coloring him in because I was convinced I was going to ruin the entire page because I didn't have any materials. I had highlighters, I had some Crayola color pencils, I had maybe a few Prismas, but like what I was able to create on these 2 pages with such liminal supplies, okay, whatever. Liminal. I'm going to say it confidently and quickly and hope that it works out. I'm also going to apologize. I'm using my good mic and I'm looking at the spikes on the computer to the side and maybe I'm being a little bit too loud. So sorry for the enthusiasm, but she deserves it because when I look back at this sketch, I love to think about how stressed out I was when I was doing it because of how well it came out. Like it's such a reminder to me that sometimes you truly just have to trust yourself and trust your process and trust that like art will become what it's meant to become if you're like really giving it your all. I hope that made sense. I hope it wasn't too like meh. I'm gonna move on, but I love her. So thank you. These, I love her too. I feel like you can't see as cute of like how she is IRL with the lighting. Like I felt that way when I first made it. Like it's so much cuter in person. I'm really happy with how I ended up rendering the hands, because at the time I was like, okay, let's not be too like precious about it. Let's just get the color on there. Let's make it look like a hand based on shadows alone. And that's what we got. I think it went pretty well. For this half of the Dalmatian page, I don't love that I got too obsessed with that yellow highlighter. These guys I can live with. This guy, what's going on? It's not even the first time I do that. I'm pretty sure I did that on the Italian Greyhound page that we'll get to in a few. But yeah, wish I would have went a little less heavy with that. These guys, love them. Okay, I can't tell you how much I love this layout. I just wish that I hadn't, like something like this to me, I would have loved as like a version of a print or a sticker or something like that. But because I did it midway down the page, I know I'm probably going to need to redo this if I did want to do something like that. I got this amazing, reference photo from Pinterest. There are a few photos of these dogs, so maybe I'll do like another one with these two. But I'm really clearly loving the entire like FaceTime type of thing, including phones. I just think it's cute. Still having my star moment that has remained true from the very beginning of the sketchbook to literally today. But yeah, I clearly skipped some pages too. Okay, Snoopy didn't get finished. This is gouache, I think, or is it acrylic? Hold on, I had to touch it. Okay, it's gouache. I could tell because gouache feels way more matte and chalky underneath your finger in comparison to acrylic. But I had to go back and watch the video just to like double check myself. These are my second attempts at Fruit Pups. I really loved this because I had just discovered a Prisma fluorescent pink pencil, and it became my life. It became my personality. The way I felt like I needed to use this neon pink and everything, it permeated my paintings. It permeated, like legit everything was neon pink. It needed to be. And I think it kind of came out cute like that. Obviously I was having my little moment. But I also really love this dog. For me, I love to try my hardest to tackle like including these guys. Where did they go? Hello. I like trying my hardest to tackle white colored dogs in the most colorful way I can. Like, how can I convince your brain that this dog is white using no white at all? So I was really happy with this attempt. I thought it was really successful, and just like the watermelon helmet's everything to me. So yeah, I really like that one. Obviously, I glued these two together, and then we move on to this guy. I was in my dog treat era. For my dog Sage, I made a TikTok for her all about like her and making treats and things like that. So I was definitely in that era at this time. But I just wish I would have went a little bit lighter on the colored pencils and allowed for more blending and more like mix of color. But I'm not like unhappy with it. So yeah, in the morning I'm making waffles. That's from, anyone know where that's from? I'm pretty sure that's from Shrek. But anywho, moving on to my Italian Greyhound spread. This one I hate. This one I hate so much. I love her. She's the only one I care about for the most part. Actually, she's kind of cute too. I like the jacket moment that we're having here. But yeah, so hold on. Quick pause, guys. I just got a text and it made me realize that I need to put myself on Do Not Disturb. So one moment, please. Okay, we're back. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Anywho, using my neon pink, of course, because that's where I'm at mentally at this point of my book. I love the way the turtleneck came out. I love the coloring on the turtleneck. I did not like, at this point I had gotten Copic markers and I was trying to do like I don't know what I was trying to do. I don't know, but this came out, I remember, so much darker than I thought it would. I definitely should have, I don't know, drawn to the side, done something, but I didn't. Looking back, I could probably go over it with like a white color pencil and make it something that I can look at without gagging. But I want to leave it as is so I can remember where I grew from. So that's the goal on that. Okay, so moving past that atrocity, we move on to a very unfinished page that I still have a lot of love for. I was trying to have like a blue moment under here that ended up becoming just literally black. Like I scribbled it all out. It made me so angry. But we got some water coming down. I like this page a lot because I kind of treated it like a sticker book. Like I made all of these dogs, except for this one, out of Post-it. And then I cut it out and put them down like stickers where I wanted them to go. So I thought that was kind of cool. And later I continued to experiment with Animal Crossing characters on an island. This is kind of just the beginning of the idea. But yeah, I like it. Not obvious. Oh, look, you could see the way I seriously attempted to like do some colorful water. It just like did not pan out at all. Okay. Back to my boys and girls, my theys and thems, all the whole, Anyway, I'm super into the balloon animals, obviously balloon dogs. I was really trying to get into just putting them in really funky situations, putting them in more creative situations that came from my head instead of just like a Pinterest page. So I have a few different ones. Obviously we have somebody like a ballerina. We got maybe some prom going on here with them looking at each other. This guy I love so much. Like I feel like you could see his doofy face about to grab the ball. And that's just so important to me because I know so many dogs that have that dumb doofy face with like the legs spread out like that when they're catching a ball. So I always laugh at this guy. Him on the phone with this person on the phone. I was like trying to do pairs. I don't really know where this guy came from or this guy, but I still have love for them. This was really quick. I really loved the way Isabel came out from Animal Crossing and, pop in a little selfie of me, I guess. I don't know what's up with the face there, but it was a cute little moment, I guess, for me. I don't know why I put a post-it here, but there we are. Let's move on. Oh, this is me trying to recreate this guy. My fave did not come out the same way. He needed to be thinner, whatever. Tried to recreate this girl, but she ended up like completely crooked. So classic Deja just completely and absolutely abandoned the page for the sake of not having to deal with it. But let us move on. So most people practice anatomy for humans. I practiced for my little Animal Crossing characters because I knew I wanted to create that other page where, let me move this flower a little bit. There we go. I knew I wanted to create that other page where I was doing another setup, but I didn't want to rely on reference photos of the characters. I wanted to be able to create them from scratch. So I started by just like doing a bunch of different angles. What is my hand doing right now? A bunch of different angles. Anyways. This girl I did with just markers. I actually think, do I have them here? Yeah, I used like these Artist Loft markers that I had gotten on sale. I just wanted to play with color, have a little bit of fun, and I really like to go to materials that you can't go back on. So I feel like you can erase a lot of color pencils, things like that, but with marker, it's just there. You're forced to just learn how to make the next best move, which is why I like using marker a lot. This is another attempt at that layout from earlier. I actually think I did. Yeah, I did too. Even though this was the second one, I feel like this one came out much better to me. But I could see how like there are more details here, things like that. I never proceeded with this idea like onto canvas or anything like that. But I don't know. You guys let me know. If you're interested to see this come to life, drop a comment. I'm always down to like experiment again. Oh, my friends. Oh my God. Okay, I don't even want to talk about these. That I'm showing this to you is a lot, guys. Because like I had no intentions of showing these to anybody. This is seriously my first dive into trying to draw faces. I think this half came out way more successful because they look significantly more like the references that I had. These guys, I don't know what happened to all their noses. I don't know who I thought I was. I don't know who I thought I was drawing, but clearly didn't go well. Is this not giving Michael Jackson? I'm looking at, is it not giving Michael Jackson? And this person reminds me of that one, oh my gosh, what's her name? She's a YouTuber. Her name's Millie something. It reminds me of her. And this girl, what's her name? She reminds me of, what's her name from the new Avengers movie? Okay, no, not me trying to say she looks like Florence Pugh. Let's ignore that. Another study. I studied, guys. I do study on occasion, and I do know how to make things look okay on occasion. And then sometimes I do not make it look good at all, and it looks really, really bad. It's like that, I don't want to like curse on here, but you know that sound where it's like, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe poopy. That's this. He's having his moment, she's having their moment, they're having their moment, but they were not completed. It was supposed to give Pom Pom Pern with the little hat. I think I did like a Pom Pom Pern layout later. But for now, we're back to more balloon dogs. Except this time, I tried to create Olivia Rodrigo and Kendrick Lamar after getting all his Grammys. How amazing. And then I also wanted to have like a little prom moment. I also really liked, where is it? These milkshake guys that I ended up considering like the face angles and changing it to make it a little bit more interesting. And I'm really happy to see that this kind of practice is happening, because I feel like a lot of the time I'll start with one idea and then either run with that idea or give up on the idea. So to see me kind of just editing it, I like. All right. This was one of the best days ever. I went into the day, what was it? It was the 7th of April, knowing that I wanted to find something to put into my sketchbook. So finding all these flowers with Seiji, having her sniff them out, just having such a great day, I wanted to be able to capture that feeling in that moment and bring it into my sketchbook to remember. And I feel like I did a really good job with that. I wanted to do a little bit more practice with hands and fingers and stuff. So again, have a little bit of a 3D moment with the canvas paper that I then glued onto there. But I think I did pretty well. Like, not to honk my own horn on that, but I'm really happy with the hand and like the shadow and all that. I did use acrylic for this instead of gouache. And at first I was worried that it was going to curl the pages. But the book actually helped. Sorry. I need a drink. Hold on. Let me drink some water, guys. Hold on. I have currently, you should be so proud of me, 2 stickers on my wallet. Be proud of me because I'm terrified of stickers. I have so much anxiety surrounding them. Okay. So, what was I saying? It's acrylic. I was worried the pages were going to curl because it's an Artist Loft chibi one, but they didn't, and I was very happy. Especially, you could see, so you see that like neon pink? I did an underlayer under sage and all of this with neon pink. So for it to hold up that many layers of paint, I'm actually pretty impressed with. Now this guy, actually, hold on, come with me real quick. So I'll warn you guys that this is my art closet, but it is very definitely something that needs to be cleaned. But I know literally exactly where to find. Oh my god, I'm stepping on things. Yes, okay. Okay, so this guy right here, these 2 were practices for a painting that I ended up making. So I feel like it's pretty accurate from one to the other. I didn't change much, but you could tell I was still obsessed with that neon pink. And when I look back at it, I feel like it's just an oval that's supposed to look like a strawberry, and it doesn't look like a strawberry. I ended up being really unhappy with this. Again, it's a good reminder one day to see where I've come from, but I don't love it. I love the sketch. I don't love the painting. But that's okay. That's the process, you know? Skipping more pages, because that's what I do. Oh, moving on to another page that I hate. Hold on, guys. I think I need a sneeze. It went away. Thank you for scaring it. Anyway, this girl right here looks ghastly. Why is her face so slanted? Why is her cheek so hollowed out? Why does she look so sad? This is a pom-pom perm. She looks sad too. Like, what? This is a pom-pom perm page. Why? Whatever. Finding something to love about it. Let's find something to love. I love that I experimented with so much color. I love that there's blues in here, yellow in here, purple, pink. Like, there's no true skin tones on this page, more than there is a lot of color going on to give the illusion that you're looking at a normal skin tone color. I like that even in the hair, I've included a lot of different shades. And the way I created this like very creamy, yellowy, golden brown, so many adjectives for that word, I don't know. I liked it. I drew my little pom-pom perms to let me know that I don't know, that this is a pom-pom perm page. But yeah, I would definitely love to redo this type of layout soon. So somebody hold me to that, because pom-pom perm is my guy. I love him. Skipping a lot more pages again. This is when I was doing, like on Instagram, I was having some of my followers send me pictures of their pets, and then I was drawing them in 1 minute. So all of this is like 60-second drawings of the animals that I had. I did it for 3 pets and then frankly gave up, and I should be better than that. So I'm sorry to anyone else who sent me pets that I didn't get around to drawing. I swear I'm not the person I was a year ago. But I am the person who still freaking loves Sailor Moon so much. This was my first attempt at using Artix color markers or paint markers, paint pens, whatever. They had sent them to me, and I was just so excited to practice with them in my sketchbook. So this is literally the first attempt I made before then bringing it into like another video, another sketchbook, all that kind of stuff. Super cute moment. I actually ended up making this into a paint party for one of my cousins. We could talk about that a little bit later. But yeah. So, okay. Not to like tell anybody to leave my channel, because I'm not one to tell anybody to leave and get out. But also, if you're upset by this page in any way, shape, or form, you can go. It's okay. Like, it's so okay. No hate, all love. But this was me watching the election at the time. Clearly was hoping for a different route. Didn't end up there. But I am super proud of myself for doing all of this in pen, because I did this with like this little big pen right here. And I think it's really sick that I did a whole portrait that actually kind of looks like them. Super proud of that, and just like the doodle-esque-ness of this page. These are a bunch of landscapes that I wanted to create. It's like a mix of my personal life put into different fantasy lands. So here we have, I actually did end up making this one into another video and drawing that I want to make into a painting eventually, but it's my townhouse in the middle of like this fantasy-esque forest. Again, I have, what is this? Oh, okay. It says the municipal center, except in a field. So now these are all the places around where I live. I have a tennis court by me, so I did it like a Mario Kart beach. And then the grills that are by my area, I again did it in like another fantasy area. I really wanted to explore doing a little bit more landscapes. I really wanted to get into landscapes. They force you not to pay attention as much to certain details, and to just like work on color and what color can be perceived as. So that's still something I'm working on today. But yeah, we're getting used to it. Now, this page was one of the biggest pains in my butt I've ever experienced in my entire freaking life. Getting all these bedazzled little jewels and all of this like stuff on was such hell. Putting all the glue down then one by one and letting it dry. Does it look amazing? I am so happy with it. I'm very seriously in love with how it looks at the end. I should really, actually this should definitely be something that I scan in and print, or like make a sticker if that's something that y'all would be interested in. It's definitely something that I think would look super cute. But yeah, actually this was from an entire, oh hello, they're glued. This, as well as this and some others, were from a 10 things you could add to your sketchbook type of video using the Artix markers that they had sent me. So I was just, I don't know, trying my best while also like trying not to be too precious about it and too like, it needs to be perfect. So clearly tried my hardest to fill this page to the absolute brink. I don't love that looking back on it, but I can appreciate it and the time it took. So happy with this. So happy with how she came out. It took me a lot of time. It was very stressful doing the actual dress. I remember feeling like I was like, okay, I'll just quit now. Like, I don't want to finish it. But I did. I pushed through, and I'm super happy with how all of it came out. I think despite it not being like, okay, so if you look really, really closely, it's just like a bunch of blobs that make you feel like, oh, hey, that's a nose. Oh, hey, those are lips. Oh, hey, like, that's hair. And it made me really nervous until I started squinting and looking a little far away from it. And then I was like, oh, hello, Chapel. I know you. I also included like just some little details about me, some current favorites by her. And then like my little stitch zooms were a little still life I did for myself that I was happy with. And then we move on to ugly. It's a just sketch. So at this point, my friends were playing Rock Band and I did not want to be included. I'm so bad at like moving my fingers separately, specifically with my left hand. Like, these guys are good. These guys are struggling. So, I'm very bad at Rock Band. I probably could have sang, but she was singing. So I tried to sketch it and say, actually, real quick, I think that there's another, this was the same day. I instead tried to sketch them as cats because I was like, what the heck am I doing? Why am I trying to draw people when I could draw them as cats? So this is me watching my friends. I think it's like a kind of cute memory to have. But other than that, this is this page that I skipped, again, using just like that Bic pencil to keep me from erasing and doing all that and just force me to go straight up vibes. So happy with this page. Think that this guy's really cute. Love the little piece on this one. This was me planning out this painting, the class, and like what I would do. One thing that I really love to include in all of my sketches, all my artwork paintings, is manifesting on the first layer. So what I mean by that is like whenever I start any painting or sketch, I'll usually include some type of manifestation that I want the painting to bring me. Like as I'm doing my first strokes, I'll think of things like, oh, I want this to bring me joy. I want to look at it and feel this way. I want this art to support me. I want this, that. I'm going to stop now. I think I'm going a little bit tired of my own voice. I think I'm getting a little tired of myself. It's been some time now. We're almost to the end, and I'm just trying to figure out what I could possibly say about my own art because she's struggling. These guys, they were supposed to show how color and color psychology really work and how color can influence the way that you feel when you're looking at a piece. So that was something that I was kind of experimenting with for a video that I didn't end up posting. It was also going to go along with like some basic color theory stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much where I end off the sketchbook. I do have some like random ideas still spewed about for other projects that I'm working on. But at this point, I know that my book is just ripping so much, so I can't do as much as I'd done previously. Instead, I have to keep things thin, keep things to notes and ideas, and I do like to use that sketchbook for this. But for the most part, yeah, that's where I'm at. This is it, guys. That was the first sketchbook that I ever created, used, actually put true intentions into, where it's like, this is it. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start living my life as an artist. So this sketchbook means a lot to me, like a lot to me. And I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of myself There's a lot of ugliness in here that I don't necessarily love in terms of aesthetics, but I do love it in terms of where it brought me today. And I hope that it can inspire you, and I hope that you can be a little bit more light with your sketchbook and not take it as seriously, and just take it as an opportunity to grow both in your art and in yourself. And yeah, that's exactly what this has done for me. So yeah. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that sketchbook tour. I'm honestly recording this outro before we've even done it because the lighting's like there. But yeah, this is my baby. I'm so proud of it. I continue to want to create art that is like this book. Even though it was like my first year, I want it to come from the heart. I want it to not be super serious all the time. I want to be able to take notes. I want to continue going on with art, taking inspiration from the very beginning of my journey. So thank you guys for being here with me. If you made it all this way to the end, that's freaking awesome. I'm excited to continue to put out more videos on different sketchbooks that I've made, different art that I've created. This definitely wasn't the only sketchbook I used within that first year. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, like, follow, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Wait, no, because these glasses are so dirty. They're always dirty, honestly, but we're working on it. Guys, we really are. Anyway. Okay, now, scene.